Welcome to Celebrity Reports, the place where we dive deep into the fascinating world of celebrities and uncover the stories behind the headlines. Among the most beloved figures in television history, Carol Burnett has always been admired for her warmth, wit, and kindness. Throughout her decades-long career, she built a reputation for getting along with nearly everyone she worked with. But behind the curtain of her charming smile and impeccable comedic timing, there was one person in the entertainment world she could never see eye to eye with. In fact, those close to her claim that Carol's feelings toward him were stronger than any other personal conflict she experienced during her career. It all began during the early years of her variety show, when the network introduced her to a rising comedic personality they believed would bring a fresh edge to the program. He was charismatic, quick with a joke, and had a reputation for taking risks on stage. But almost immediately, Carol sensed a clash in energy. While she valued collaboration and respect for her cast and crew, he thrived on unpredictability and pushing boundaries in ways that often disrupted the flow of the show. Their first few episodes together were rocky. He would frequently ignore the planned script, going off into long improvised bits that left the rest of the cast scrambling to catch up. At first, Carol tried to be patient, believing his humor might just need time to find its place within the show's rhythm. But as the weeks went by, it became clear that he wasn't simply experimenting, he was deliberately challenging her leadership. One incident in particular became the breaking point. During a live taping, he decided to insert an unscripted gag in the middle of an emotionally charged sketch Carol had worked on for weeks. The sketch was meant to balance the comedy with a touch of heartfelt drama, but his sudden joke derailed the entire scene, causing the audience to burst into laughter at a moment that was supposed to be poignant. Carol kept her composure on stage, but backstage, those who witnessed the aftermath described it as one of the rare times she let her temper show. From that point on, the tension between them became almost impossible to hide. In rehearsals, Carol would keep interactions to a minimum, speaking to him only when absolutely necessary. Cast members learned to avoid standing between them, knowing that even a casual conversation could spiral into a heated exchange over creative choices. Crew members whispered about how she would sometimes rearrange the running order of the show just to limit his airtime, a move that reportedly frustrated him to no end. Despite the friction, the network continued to push for his appearances, believing that the sparks between them, though unplanned, added a certain unpredictable charm to the broadcast. But for Carol, there was nothing charming about it. She saw his behavior as undermining the hard work of the entire team and disregarding the trust required in live television. Years later, when both had moved on to different projects, Carol rarely spoke of him in interviews. However, in private conversations with friends, she admitted that she had never encountered anyone else in her career who managed to frustrate her to such a degree. The feeling, according to some sources, was mutual. He once quipped to a reporter that working with her was like trying to ad-lib with the Queen of England, a remark that only deepened the divide between them. What made the situation all the more surprising was Carol's famously forgiving nature. She had worked alongside countless personalities, from perfectionists to eccentric geniuses, and always found a way to meet in the middle. But with him, there was no middle ground. Their working relationship became a lesson in the fact that even in the bright world of television, personalities can clash so intensely that no amount of professionalism can bridge the gap. In the end, their story became a quiet chapter in the larger history of Carol's career, one she never turned into a public spectacle, but also never forgot. For fans, it's a reminder that even the most gracious stars have limits, and sometimes, those limits are defined by one unforgettable person.